as we watch both sides make their way out onto the centre of the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Blacktown City FC and Sutherland Sharks FC.
Hello and welcome to Lilyholme Stadium for this round 4 clash between Blacktown City FC and Sutherland Sharks. Of course, Sydney bathed in sunshine today, 23 degrees out here at Seven Hills. What a game it promises to be. As we just see both sides shaking hands in the centre of the pitch there. As we look at today's lineups for both sides, firstly the visiting side, Terry Palapanis. There's only one change from last week's side that suffered a 2-1 loss at home to Arpu Leichhardt Tigers. And let's look how they line up. In goals, number 1, Anthony Bazanis. Number 3, captain Mark Warren. Number 4, Patrick O'Shea. Number 6, Lachlan Everett. Number 7, Juan Carlos Harris Romero. Number 9, Jeremy Cox. Number 10, Raul Benet Romero. Number 12, Blair Brown. Number 19, Harry Sutherland. And rounding out Sutherland's first 11, number 21, Tariq Erkan. The substitutes for Sutherland Sharks, number 2, Quinton Cheng. Number 11, Jordan Mafidis. Number 15, Thomas Papa. Number 18, Mitchell Evans. And number 25, Brodie Clarkson. Sutherland is coached by Terry Palapanis. Now to the home side, Blacktown City FC. They are unchanged for the second consecutive week. And they look like this. In goals, number 1, Tristan Prendergast. Number 4, Yannis Sparakis. Number 5, Grant Lynch. Number 6 and captain, Matt Lewis. Number 7, Devontae Clute. Number 8, Daniel Arujo. Number 9, Joey Gibbs. Number 10, James Demetriou. Number 19, Adam Berry. Number 21, William Much. And rounding out the first 11 for Blacktown City, number 22, Leroy Jennings. The substitutes for Blacktown City, number 3, Daniel Collins. Number 11, Manny Gonzalez. Number 15, Mason Versey. Number 23, Daniel Bragg. And reserve goalkeeper, number 20, Dylan Nishke. Blacktown City, of course, as for many years, are coached by Mark Crittenden. And it will be Blacktown City running towards the scoreboard end here at Lilyholme Stadium. As we see Joey Gibbs in the centre circle, so it does look as though it will be a Sutherland Sharks kick-off. Almost catching me out unawares there. Sutherland, of course, will be running towards the clubhouse, the changing room end of Lilyholme Stadium. As we see Jeremy Cox in the middle there. Waiting for the ball from referee Michael Weiner. Of course, he's the referee for today. The assistant referees, Jun Park and Cameron Wright. And Arjun now is your 4th official. As we have kick-off here underway at Lilyholme Stadium. And the ball makes its way across to goalkeeper Bazanis for his first touch of the game. Quivi Fowler now goes down the middle, looking for support. And it's Benet Romero now. Warren. Quivi Fowler. That was Patrick O'Shea there in the middle of the park. Sutherland just going back to Bazanis. Blacktown just happy for Bazanis to send the ball forward. Headed there by Berry. As far as Warren. Goes back to Sutherland. He looks to pass it back to keeper Bazanis, but his errant pass sees a corner, the first of the afternoon, to Blacktown City. Maybe that man, the number 7, Devontae Clute, who'll whip it in for the first set piece of the day. Ball in, middle of the park. The header there by Sparakis, not troubling the keeper Bazanis early on. As Bazanis sends it forward, Sparakis with the header. Clute now looking to dink it over the top to much, but it's a Sutherland throw. Benet Romero for Sutherland. Has O'Shea there, but decides to go long. Looking for Harris Romero. Can't keep it in. Be a Blacktown throw. William Much just goes down the line. No options really. So O'Shea heads it forward. Warren now. Sutherland goes square to Erkan. Pressure there by Gibbs. Goes back to O'Shea. Further pressure there by Berry. Azanis with a rushed clearance. So throwing to the Sharks on the far side. Long ball forward. Looking for Cox. Another throw to Sutherland. Brown with a throw. Forward flicked on. Blacktown looking to clear it away now. There's Demetriou. Goes to Gibbs. Looking for runners. That's Devontae Clute near, but ball passes him by. It was tidied up there by Blair Brown, the right back for Sutherland Sharks today. Pressure there by Joey Gibbs on Erkan. Doing well to keep the ball in, though. Central defender. And ball breaks now for Demetriou for Blacktown City. Has Much overlapping, holding it up somewhat. Releases it to Much. So, soft pass in there. Easily cleared away by Sutherland. Literally that man, Sutherland. Rougeau under pressure there from Juan Carlos. Foul. Played on quickly by Blacktown. Spirakis now. Across to Lynch. Of course, Lynch getting on the score sheet last week against Sydney Olympic with that climbing header off the set piece. I'll look for him again to stream forward today for Blacktown. Searching ball forward now. Looking for Demetriou on the right. Can he keep it in? Yes, he can, but easy for Mark Warren there to clean up. Blacktown City with the throw, though. So almost 5 minutes in here at Lily Holmes Stadium. No chances yet. Scores remain 0-0. Much with the throw. Looks long for Gibbs, but cleared away by Sutherland. They look to break now. Jeremy Cox through the middle. Spirakis first there, though. Much with the flick on header to the centre of the park. There's no Blacktown players in vicinity. O'Shea there, though. Nicely intercepted by the skipper in Lewis. Wins back in possession for Blacktown City now. On the left-hand side through Leroy Jennings. Cleaned up by Blair Brown, but only as far into the centre of the park to Devontae Clute. It's Berry now. Rougeau. Flicked on by Jennings. Lewis for City. Back to Jennings. Has Berry in the middle. That's where he goes. Under pressure. Clute now. Good tackle there from the 7. The opposing 7, Harris Romero. And a foul in the centre of the park. 2 Sutherland Sharks. Of course, 3 other live stream games today. At 4:30 p.m. at Illingdon Sports Centre, Nathan Patrick will be bringing you all the action. Rockdale City Suns up against Mount Druitt Town Rangers. From 5 p.m, Hakoah versus Sydney Olympic. Nicholas Kutniak calling the action there. And also at 5 p.m. out at Adenza Sports Centre, Sydney United 58 taking on Arpulaika Tigers. Tony Tanusha caller there, so stay tuned for all the live streams throughout the afternoon. Of course, every game live in the NPL New South Wales Men's 1 competition throughout 2019. And it's Lynch now for Blacktown City. Looking for options. Gibbs coming towards him, but shut down quickly, so goes to the left to Rougeau. Looks to settle things down. Now finding Berry. Plays the 1-2. Over cooking it though. This one in the centre of the park by Sutherland. Tariq Okan. Pressed there by Gibbs. It goes back to Bazanis. Nice ball to the left-hand side finding Warren. Does well to keep it in. Sutherland forward. Looking for Cox. Good show of strength there by the number 9. Everett over the top, looking for Juan Carlos. They're still with Sutherland Sharks now. Juan Carlos gets there first, has much in his pocket. So he's happy to just watch it go out for a Sutherland throw. Taken by the skipper, Warren. Juan Carlos gets the ball into the mixer. Cleared away to safety though. First time by Matt Lewis. Nice ball in there by Juan Carlos. Dealt with well by the Blacktown skipper. It'll be a Sutherland corner. Go far post. Overcooking it though. Not giving any of the runners any opportunity there. And see the ball go out for a Blacktown City goal kick. Of course, the game's played so far through round 4 last night out at Lambert Park. I brought you all the action there. It was a Wolves victory by 4-3 over Sydney FC. And out at Marconi, high drummer late on. Saw the visitors Manly United with its 97th minute penalty taking the points against Marconi Stallions by 2-1. Berry now for Blacktown. Sparakis looks up, has much to his right. Not the greatest of balls there by the central defender, Inyani Sparakis.
Blacktown City would like to thank its sponsors, Lily Homes, LBF Concrete, and Millar's Doors and Timber.
Juan Carlos gets it down, but only as far as Devontae Clute. Demetriou into the box, looking for Jennings. Cleared away though by Sutherland. Sparakis stands on it. Lynch finds Lewis. Nice pass there to Leroy Jennings. Tries to beat the defender there in Blair Brown. Wins the throw though for the home side. Lewis now for City, working at tight angles there. Does well to get the cross in. Falls nicely for Demetriou. Just can't latch a foot onto it. And Southern look to play out now through Juan Carlos. Warren. Benet Romero loses out and it falls nicely to Devontae Clute, but does well to win the ball back for the Sharks as he looks up and goes square, finding Quivy Fowler on the right. Brown does well to beat an oncoming Araujo there. Ball over the top, looking for Juan Carlos. William Mux just shielding him there, so he goes back to Warren on his favourable left. Dinks it in at the second attempt, picked up there by Prendergast, and he releases quickly to the left, finding Jennings. Blair Brown does well to just hold him up, so they settle things down again. All the way back to the keeper in Prendergast. Araujo goes to Lewis on the left, back to Araujo. Clute. Berry. Some good press there in the midfield by Sutherland. So back to Sparakis it goes. Over the top looking for Dimitru. Can he touch it down? And Warren does well to track back and concede the throw though. Quite a cagey affair at the moment here at Lilyholmes Stadium, as you can see. No real opportunities for either side just yet. Into the 13th minute mark here. Clute, nice turn there. Good show of strength from the young 7. Ball in by Lewis, looking for the Gibbs head on. Cleared away by Warren. And as far as Arujo, he has much short. Tries to play cue ball into Dimitri. They lose out. It's Benet Romero now. Goes right to Brown. Fowler back to Brown. Tough tackle there by Leroy Jennings. Concedes the free kick. So a good opportunity now for Sutherland to bomb forward and get some of the tall defenders there on the end of that set piece. Ball forward now. Looking for a header. Mark Warren with a header, but only straight to Prendergast. A glancing header there by the skipper. Had good speed on it, but just not the direction that he would have hoped for. And easy in the end for Prendergast. Much now for City. Of course, Mark Warren making his way across to Sutherland Sharks this year. He's the skipper. Was named in the team of the week last week, so leading from the front this year is the skipper for Sutherland Sharks. Prendergast with the long clearance now, looking for Dimitru. Goes over Warren, still Dimitru looking for support, tries to get the first time ball in. Deflected there by Sutherland, straight to his keeper, and Bazanis looks to just settle things down. Rolls it out to Erkan. Bypasses Everett in the midfield, and Lynch wins out for City. Lewis. Joey Gibbs now. Berry. Lewis. Jennings. Tough tackle there by Erkan. Concedes the foul in the free kick. So a good position now for Blacktown to mount some pressure. As we see Lynch and Sparakis moving forward for this set piece for Blacktown City. It'll be taken by Devontae Clute on the far side. Referee Weiner just gets his ball back to 10 yards. Happy with that, he says. Clute to whip it in for City. Ball in by Devontae Clute. Looking far post, but in the end too close to the skipper and keeper, in Bazanis. Just not deep enough to trouble the Sutherland defence there. Warren. Cut out there by Much. Of course, that'll be a good battle today. William Much up against Juan Carlos. Lewis. Back to Lynch. Cox makes him hurry up. Berry. Not a great deal on for Sparakis once again. So happy for Sutherland just to retreat back towards that halfway, not press too high, and allow the gaps to open up. Arujo on ball now for City. Berry. Lewis on the left. Looks to switch the play, and he does so, finding Much. Has ample space in front of him. Still William Much for Blacktown City. Dinks it in behind. Great run there by Jennings, but Just the execution, not what William much would have hoped there for. A great diagonal run there by Leroy Jennings has been a feature of his play so far this season. A great acquisition, of course, coming up against his old side today in Sutherland Sharks. So no doubt he'll be up for a big clash and big game. Dimitri. Gibbs. Dimitri looking for the ball back and gets it. Mark Warren chases him down, but still Dimitri for Blacktown City. Does well to keep it in. Still in, says the official. Goes back to Much, but tracking back is Juan Carlos. Winning it out for Sutherland. And now he finds Cox in the centre of the park. Slight foul there by Rougeau on him. So they will win the free kick. Great play there by Juan Carlos to win back possession. Wasn't a dangerous opportunity down that right side for Blacktown, but snuffing it out in the end. As we hit the 18-minute mark here at Lily Holmes Stadium. Still no score. Blacktown City 0, Sutherland Sharks 0. As the ball forward from Bazanis, headed down by Sparakis. It's Cox now. Benet Romero, high foot, says the referee on Devontae Clute. Concedes a free kick.
Blacktown City would like to thank its sponsors: Astro Electrical Services, Tolson Plumbing, Boral, Marvel Ceramic, and Newcastle Sheet Metal.
We see both Quivu Fowler and Lachlan Everett over the ball. Fowler to take it, whips it in short. Cleared to safety by City. Brown now for the Sharks. Back to Bazanis. Not the greatest of clearances to the right by Bazanis. Of course, Bazanis was an ex-New South Wales outdoor player. Under 15s, he represented the state as an outdoor player, so you do see him out of his box quite a lot. Comfortable on the ball, unlike a lot of other keepers. Warren there with a clearance. No pressure there on Sparakis. Time is the call, so he'll mop things up, and Prendergast, as always, get things underway again. Pressure now by Cox. Benet Romero working hard there. Foul on Sparakis. Advantage played by the referee. Urkan goes to the middle of the park, finding Benet Romero. Foul there by Rougeau. And certainly within range now for Sutherland to strike on the Blacktown City goal from this set piece. Once again, it'll be Everett and Fowler. Upsets Everett. Tries to dink it over the top of the wall. Not far wide, though, there. From Lachlan Everett. Not enough pace on it in the end, though, to trouble Prendergast if it was in that top corner. Had it covered. Did the keeper. Berry now for City. Everett putting pressure on him there, so he releases back to the left. Long ball forward, over the top. Offside, says the official. And tucked away by Jennings. He may get a talking to there. Good shooting practice nonetheless for Leroy Jennings. Come with a free kick. Goes short. Finding Fowler. Everett now. Warren looks to play Everett. First time in. It's a little too much on it. Prendergast rolls it out to William Much. Up towards the halfway line. William Much finding Clute. Double team there. Gets caught out. And it's Benet Romero now for Sutherland Sharks. Something brewing here. Looks to get the ball back to Juan Carlos, but a timely interception there by Yannis Barakis. Sees the ball fall to Blacktown City. Now through Daniel Arujo. Play on, says the referee. Brown in behind, looking for Cox. Lynch there, marshalling the area. Quivy Fowler, first time. Finding O'Shea, now Warren. Good possession here from the Sharks. O'Shea. Juan Carlos looks to get Benet Romero in behind. Good first touch there by the number 10. Cries of handball. Play on, says referee Weiner. It'll be a Sutherland throw. Warren takes it. Juan Carlos looking for Benet Romero there, just overrunning it and cleared away now by Dimitri for City, only as far as Sutherland. Flicked on by O'Shea. Jennings now. Foul there by Brown. Right on the halfway line. Rougeau cheekily tries to take it not from the right spot, so called back by the ref. .24 minutes gone here at Lily Home Stadium. Still Blacktown City 0. Sutherland Sharks 0. Of course, interactive around the world this year via the NPL New South Wales Facebook live stream as well as YouTube on Football New South Wales. So be sure to like it and share it and tell your friends. Record numbers tuning in, week out. Not only the NPL but the 20s, the NPL 2 men's as well as the women's. So great by Football New South Wales and the National Premier Leagues Australia-wide to have all the live vision that we do this year. Bazanis up towards the halfway line. Looking for Warren. Over runs things there, but a tough challenge in the centre of the park by Berry. Throwing there by Warren. Jeremy Cox for the Sharks. Rougeau there, no foul, says the referee. Play on. Coxie there fighting Will. Here's a throw to Sutherland. A great work there off the ball there by the striker. Working hard for his side. Benet Romero has Clute there. Twisting in turning. Still Benet Romero. Back to Warren. Erkan. There's Brown there. Goes to Quivy Fowler. Nice first touch there by Fowler. Finding Brown. Still Blair Brown. Ball in behind looking for Cox. Play on, says the official. And I think Jeremy Cox thought he was offside there. But a real opportunity for the Sharks. Jun Park, the linesman on the far side, was certainly in a great position to call that one. And I think it even caught Jeremy Cox unawares there. As Everett tries to dink it over the top for Cox. Show of strength there by the number 9, but equally there by Grant Lynch. It's a switch of play now, finding Dimitru. He lets it roll for Much. He settles things down. Berry. Lynch. Lewis, first time, finding Clute. Has space there. Tries to get it over the top for Jennings. Cut out by Erkan. Brown now for the Sharks. Working in tight angles there. So ball straight back to the city. Jennings. Tackled by Fowler, so it will be a Blacktown throw. Good first touch by Berry. Allows him to go back to Spirakis. Again, the switch to the right. Arujo. Back to Much. Tries to get the ball in. Deflected there by Juan Carlos. Straight to Bazanis. Sutherland. Brown. Fowler. Foul there by Lewis on Quivy Fowler. Quite a cagey affair, 28 minutes in. Both sides have done well keeping their shape and their lines throughout this first 28 and a bit minutes out at Seven Hills. Oh, great first touch there by Much. Beating Juan Carlos. And it's back to that man Much now. He's looking for runners, doesn't have a lot on, so he'll need to go himself. Squares it up. Falls nicely though for Arujo, who switches play to Berry. Lewis. Jennings. Tries to beat Blair Brown there, but good show of strength by the right back for the Sharks. A little too much on that touch there by Jennings. Again, not the greatest of clearances from Bazanis. Sutherland do end up with the ball now through Benet Romero. Warren. Everett. Benet Romero. Cox. Back to Benet Romero. Looking for Quivy Fowler on the far side, but again, too much on that switcher play. Gibbs looks to chest it down. Shields it for Arujo. Ball forward by Spirakis. Foul there by Juan Carlos in the process, so free kick. 35 metres out from the Blacktown goal. Much. Spirakis is pressured there by Jeremy Cox. Spirakis. Nice ball, finding Demetriou. Calling again is Demetriou, gets it again. A nice switch of play on the left. Finding Lewis. Looks up. Can measure his cross in, but holds it up a little too long, so has to go back to Arujo. And his lazy pass is caught out by Sutherland. It's Benet Romero now for the Sharks, but a good tackle there by Lynch. Whilst conceding the throw, a timely interception there by the central defender for Blacktown. Brown to throw it in for the Sharks. Goes short to Everett. Plays a 1-2. Switch of play. Sutherland needs to get it down. Pressured there by Gibbs. Does well. Ball over the top now, looking for Jeremy Cox. But again, straight to Prendergast. This time it's Spirakis to send it forward. As Jennings gets there first. Leroy Jennings for Blacktown City. Needs some runners. Isolated somewhat there on the right. Jennings looks to get the ball back inside for Gibbs. Joey Gibbs puts it away, but ball did trickle over the line there for a goal kick. Luckily for the Sharks. Quivy Fowler now. Ball over the top for Benet Romero. Looks to flick it on for Juan Carlos. Still Benet Romero onto his right. Twisting and turning, waiting for support. Arrives in the shape of Warren Fowler. Tries to thread it through for Benet Romero, but Warren just loses his footing there. Sparakis concedes a throw. Juan Carlos now. Well done there by the number 7. Juan Carlos looks to get it in, but deflected by Sparakis, so makes it easy for Lynch to clear to safety and out of danger. We showed some good touches so far this opening 33 and a bit minutes. Juan Carlos on the left. Brown finding Quivy Fowler now. Onto his left. Quivy Fowler, centre of the park. Everett, first time, trying to thread the needle for Benet Romero, but falls invitingly to the skipper in Warren. Back to Everett. Fowler. Benet Romero. Brown. Good defence from City, though, forcing the Sharks all the way back to the halfway line. Great line, good pressure. We saw them press well last week against Sydney Olympic, creating a couple of opportunities and goals through their high press, and watch for that, especially in the second half as the game wears on from the City side. Berry now. Has Jennings steaming down the left if he can get there, but he doesn't. Finds Clute though. He turns and looks up. They settle things down now through Rougeau. Back to the left they go. Clute, first time for Gibbs. Twisting, great touch there by Joey Gibbs. Dimitri now for City. Gets it back into the box, but deflected by Sutherland and falls invitingly now for the Sharks. Through Juan Carlos. Still Juan Carlos, but dispossessed by Daniel Rougeau. Working so hard, the City number 8, as he has in the centre of the park for many years now, for the Seven Hills outfit. Such a mainstay of this side out here. Lynch gets there first, good header. Rougeau fighting hard, but falls for Everett now, and it's Benet Romero. Back to Everett. Lynch holds him up, so he goes back to Warren. Benet Romero. Tough challenge there by Berry. Play on, says the referee, no advantage. So we'll call it back for a free kick just inside Blacktown's half. The free kick will be taken by Sutherland. Referee Weiner makes him take it again. Off the spot, he says, but game of inches, as they say. Football is. Lynch now. Strong, wins the ball. Has Dimitri running. Doesn't have any angled runners at the moment, though, Grant Lynch. Benet Romero tagging him all the way back. Still Lynch. Gets inside for Clute. Tries to get it far for Joey Gibbs. Cleared away by the Sharks. And it's Jeremy Cox now, but again, Rougeau tracking back and wins possession for City. Just a reminder of the other live stream games ahead today at 4:30 p.m. out at Illingdon Sports Centre. It's Rockdale City Suns taking on Mount Druitt Town Rangers. Nathan Patrick will be calling the action there. Dimitri now tries to get it for William Much. Free kick, though, to City. Of course, at 5 p.m, over at Hensley Athletic Field, Nicholas Kutniak calling that one. Akawa Sydney City East up against Sydney Olympic. And also at 5 p.m, out at Adenza Park, it's Sydney United 58 FC up against Arpia Leichhardt Tigers. So a blockbuster out there in the heart of the West today at 5 p.m. Tony Tanusha caller. Devontae Clute now looks to go long, looking for a header. Gets Sparaka's head on the end of it, but there's a deflection, so it will be a Blacktown City corner on the far side. Again, Clute tracking across to take it. Ball in by Clute. Looking for the head of Lynch. Gets too much on it though. As we see the first yellow of the afternoon to Yanis Sparakis. Time wasting there. Much now for City. Still William Much. Beating one. Carlos looks to get the ball in far post, but overcooking it. Gibbs does well to keep it in though. Play still hasn't broken down for City. Lewis gets it back in. Looking for Dimitri, but it falls invitingly to Much. Can he measure his cross this time? Again, disappointing. Ball in by William Much. Rougeau for City. Tries to go back where it came from, but pressured there by Benet Romero. Ball over top by Clute, looking for Dimitri. Blacktown searching for that long ball, that ball over the top to thread the needle, but as we see a handball there by Quivy Fowler. They had so much success last week against Sydney Olympic with the small touches, the 1-2 touches in that middle third, and I'm surprised we haven't seen a lot of that again from them today. Try and stretch the Sharks out and then go back through that middle third. We may see that more of that in the second half from Coach Crittenden. Switch of play now for Much. Again, he's on his own, but can he keep it in? No, he can't. Just too much speed on it for him. Hit the 40-minute mark out here at Lily Holmes Stadium. Still Blacktown City 0, Sutherland Sharks 0. Of course, last night's games, Wollongong Wolves maintained top spot, defeating Sydney FC by 4-3. Spirited comeback from the young Sky Blues after trailing 4-1 to make a real game of it in the end in that final 15 minutes. And out at Marconi was Manly United 2 defeating Marconi Stallions 1 with a 97th minute penalty there to win it for the boys from the Northern Beaches. A Brendan Chalakian penalty it was the difference. Lynch. Rougeau for City now. Enters the Sutherland half. Finds Gibbs, who's tracking back, trying to get more of the ball. Much. Of course, it was good to see Joey Gibbs with that stunner last week get on the score sheet. We know if Blacktown's to have a solid season, they rely on his goals and his output up front. As we see, a beautiful ball in behind now for Fowler. Lynch just holding him up. Fowler plays it into Benet Romero. The 1-2, the deflection. Straight to Prendergast. As I was saying last year, Joey Gibbs, Blacktown scored 24 goals through their 22 games. But Joey Gibbs with 10 of those, so he's their main focal point up front. But this year we have seen good signs, especially from Leroy Jennings on the left, Dimitri on the right. Of course, there's Mason Versey too, who's on the bench today. Plenty of options for Coach Crittenden this season. Of course, with a host of players making their way across to Marconi has given opportunity to many other players, and they're taking with both hands so far through these early rounds of the competition. Okan now for the Sharks. Bernard Romero coming back, help him out, plays the 1-2, back to him. Blacktown, as we've seen, approaching half-time on many games, starting to press a little higher, and that's what we're seeing now in these final 5 minutes. Juan Carlos. Good teamwork there between Much and Rougeau in the centre of the park. Spirakis tries to get it through for Gibbs, but intercepted by Everett. Just too much on it for Jeremy Cox, though, and Adam Berry cleans up. Quite tight corridors in the middle, so again they go right. Now ball in behind by Much, looking for Gibbs. And whilst he was waiting for it, he just couldn't get there in the end. Okan. Bernard Romero. Cut out there by Lynch. Brown with the throw. Cox. Double teamed. City with the throw. No runners for Lewis, so just sizing it up. Everett for the Sharks now. Has a steaming Warren that plays the ball inside. Lachlan Everett now with a snap. Saved by Prendergast, cleared away by Much. It was a lot better there by the Sharks. The first time football. But great save there by the custodian with that outstretched right hand to keep the Sharks at bay. As we're approaching half-time here at Lily Holmes Stadium, you can't imagine too much of additional time to be added on. We may see the standard one. Lynch. Gibbs. Sutherland with the throw. No time added on is the call from referee Weiner.
Football New South Wales would like to
And
thank their sponsors.
a game that's been devoid of real opportunities, chances in this first half. It's Blacktown City FC 0, Sutherland Sharks 0. We'll take a short break and come back with all the action for the second half. It's Blacktown City up against Sutherland Sharks. 0-0 here at Lily Holmes Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lily Holmes Stadium for the commencement of the second half. First half that was devoid of any real opportunities for both sides. Sees it at Blacktown City 0, Sutherland Sharks 0, as we see Blacktown kick off the second half now. Long ball forward looking for Berry. Straight to Bazanis though. Sutherland with the searching ball forward. Headed down by much. Juan Carlos can't keep it in. Blacktown City throw. Gibbs tries to control it. Can't do so. It's Warren with the throw. Benet Romero. Still Benet Romero. Everett for the Sharks. Has a shot from distance. Just wide there by Lachlan Everett. Worth a try. As we saw last week, Blacktown City were caught out within 10 seconds of that resumption of the second half by Sydney Olympic. So they'll need to be a lot more switched on starting this second half this week. I know that's something that they did speak about, the disappointment of conceding that early goal in that second half. Long ball forward looking for Clute. Sutherland with the header. Berry, switch of play, finding Lynch. Lewis for City. Has Fowler in front of him and bypasses him and finds Jennings. Still Leroy Jennings for Blacktown City, cut out by Blair Brown. Juan Carlos. Benet Romero now. Tackle from behind in the centre of the park. And that'll be a yellow card. To the Blacktown City number 7 in Devontae Clute. So that's Blacktown City's second of the afternoon. Of course, Yannis Barakis picking up the other yellow card. Harry Sutherland now goes back to Erkan. Tariq Erkan. Pressed there by Joey Gibbs, so has to get it back to his custodian in Bazanis. Long ball forward looking for Warren, overlapping. Gets there first in front of Much. Warren squares it up for Benet Romero. Still Benet Romero, but loses out there to Sparakis. He clears forward, only as far as Harry Sutherland. Patrick O'Shea. Much heads it forward. Benet Romero. Blair Brown now. Gets it down, tries to play it to Everett. Great first turn there by Lachlan Everett. Still Everett. Fowler. Brown, pressed there by Jennings. Goes square. Almost caught out there by Clute, but Harry Sutherland there first. Offside there against Jeremy Cox. The referee allows the advantage because it went straight to Prendergast. Jennings now. And this time we'll see Blair Brown make his way into the book with a slice of cheese. So Sutherland's first yellow of the evening. Well, the afternoon goes to Blair Brown. With the free kick. Gets it in, goes far post. Ball picked out there though by Bazanis. Certainly had to take that one with Lynch in his pocket. Romero now. Prendergast with a clearance, but only as far as Fowler. He looks to dink it from distance. Prendergast gets back though. Worth the opportunity and strike there by Quivy Fowler. Rougeau tries to get it to Clute. Loses out though. It's Sharks there. Juan Carlos looking to get the ball back to Cox, but intercepted by Much. And Spirakis now for the home side. Tries to thread it over the top, looking for Jennings. Oh, great touch there by Erkan. Cleared away to safety by Bazanis as far as O'Shea. Romero with the turn. Spirakis isolating on the sideline, but still the Sharks through. Romero. Ball in the centre of the park, finding Jeremy Cox. Quivy Fowler now. Onto his left, has a shot from outside the box, trying to curl it into that far top corner. Not too far wide there, though, by Fowler. Demetriou wins the throw on the far side. Much with the throw for City. Gibbs back to Much. Pressed there by Romero, so it does well. City look to shift it across to the left. Lynch now looks up. Has Lewis to his left. Matt Lewis, the skipper now. Back inside for Berry. Has Much free on the right-hand side and good searching ball across. Switching play. Pressed there by Juan Carlos though. And Spirakis. That was in fact a Rougeau with that tackle. Warren with the throw. Headed down by Cox. Juan Carlos to Everett. Brown now for the Sharks. Long ball forward. Romero has Much in front of him. Tries to go the one-on-one. Held up nicely there, though, by the young right back. O'Shea back to Warren now. Looks to swing it in off his left. Deflected. And we'll see a Sutherland Sharks corner in the far side. Lachlan Everett will be your man to whip it in. Harry Sutherland making his way up towards the box. Along with Patrick O'Shea. Mark Warren. Juan Carlos in the mix there. Ball is whipped in. Far post looking for an unmarked Juan Carlos. Heads it down, finding Fowler, but first in there is Lynch. And the shot from distance by Tariq Erkan. That's why he's a central defender and not a striker. Of course, for all the latest on the NPL New South Wales men's competition, don't forget to check out the NPL New South Wales Facebook page and Football New South Wales and NPL New South Wales web pages throughout the week for all the reports and highlights of the action. Of course, still 3 big games coming up this afternoon. Rockdale City Suns taking on Mount Druitt Town Rangers at 4:30 p.m. at Rockdale. 5 o'clock, it's Hakal Sydney City East taking on Sydney Olympic, and also at 5 o'clock, Sydney United 58 taking on RP Leichhardt Tigers. So, an afternoon/evening of football still to come here on the home of football. Spirakis goes back to Prendergast, and City start again through Lynch. Gibbs. Not the greatest of first touches. Loses out to Quivy Fowler. And it's Jeremy Cox now. Shouldered off the ball there by Lynch. Winning the possession back for City. So, again, good show of strength from the central defender. Berry. Nice switch of play there. Finding Lewis. Rougeau over the top. Berry's calling for it. That's where it goes. Can he keep it in? No, he can't. Much better there from City, though. The runs, the angles, the quick possession. Bazanis goes short, finding Tariq Erkan. He looks for Cox, but intercepted there by Lynch. Sutherland losing out. It's Dimitri now. Has Clute to his right. Can he get the ball in far post? Looking for Joey Gibbs. Joey just can't get there. Agonisingly watches it go out for a Sutherland throw. Almost the perfect pass there by Devontae Clute. Of course, he's instrumental in all that Blacktown does in that front third. As it falls nicely for Rougeau. Dimitru cuts inside to his left. Still James Dimitru. Clute from distance. Gets a deflection and the corner. Well, much better pressure being applied here from the home side. A lot more urgency in their press. Winning back possession in the Sutherland half. As Clute will once again take this Blacktown City corner. Goes into the mixer, looking for a header from Jennings. Over Jennings it goes. Herkan clears. Rougeau gets there first though. Shut down by Cox. It has to go back. Too much. Prendergast pressed by Juan Carlos. His clearance only as far as Warren. Everett dispossessed in the centre of the park. Falls to Dimitri now. Has Jennings to his right. Fouled there by Warren. He says no way, ref. He'll do well to walk away though. The captain will certainly pick himself up a yellow if he remonstrates much longer. At the moment, his 10 yards looks like 3. Free kick now for City. Clute takes it. Goes short. Lynch falls down. Cleared away by the Sharks. And as far as much. And City, they'll come again now. Rougeau. Spirakis. Gibbs. Berry switches it across to his captain. Jennings cuts inside onto his right. Still Leroy Jennings for City. The dummy from Spirakis. A shot from Clute. Again, well over the bar, but worth a shot from there. You can see City pressing a lot higher now, not really allowing for the short goal kick. So, route 1 they go. Spirakis up with a header. Gets it down, wins it. Very pressed there by Everett. Lynch now has Fowler in front of him, so goes over the top. In the back is Erkan. And that's his first of the afternoon. Plenty of cries of that's his second, but Plenty of players obviously can't count 2 yellows. Equals 1. Bit of gamesmanship there from the City folk, I'd say. Much now for City. There's one Carlos in front of him, so has to go back to Spirakis. He's searching ball forward, cut out easy by Harry Sutherland. And Warren with a long ball forward for Benet Romero. Out you come, Prendergast is the call. And he picks it up and saves the day once again. Rougeau now. Lewis down the line. Cut out by Brown. On the deck now is Everett. Tight quarters are the Sharks. Lynch gets in, wins the header. Berry stands on it. Of course, was over in the UK at the Leeds United family. Started his career at Blacktown City, made his way back here. Plenty of clubs in between, but the locals glad to have him back again this season. There's Warren now. Cuts inside, Dimitri with a challenge there, but too quick for him. And Blair Brown now for the Sharks. Goes long, looking for Warren. Falls nice for Juan Carlos. Sized it up a little too long there. Cleared away to safety and finds Dimitri on the far side now. Foul on Gibbs, winning the free kick. .62 minutes played here at Lilyholme Stadium. Still no score. Blacktown City 0. Sutherland Sharks 0, if you're joining us just recently. There's Matt Lewis now for City on the left. Inching towards the 18-yard box. Matt Lewis cuts it back. Looking for Dimitri. Has a shot. An innocuous deflection there, straight in the hands of Bazanis. He rolls it out. Foul there by Rougeau. Another yellow card. Certainly not a case of mistaken identity there. He was the only person in the vicinity. Daniel Rougeau. So that's 3 yellows to 2. Blacktown winning ways at the moment on the fine sheet. As the ball is out for a throw-in on the far side. William Much will take it for City. Handball. Yeah, a lot of not happy people out there. Anyway, Mark Warren will take the free kick for the Sharks. Of course, no changes yet from either coach. We may see some players warming up shortly. Warren now looks to bomb on. Horrible free kick from the captain. Falls nicely to Devontae Clute though. Strong challenge, wins it back for the Sharks. Now through Cox. Can he get onto his right and size it up? He has a shot. Cox deflected there by Spirakis. And Rougeau in the centre of the park, working hard. Winning ways again for City. Foul there by Cox. So Daniel Rougeau saying, well, if you booked me, why can't you book him, ref? But not much in it there. On the challenge by Cox as they take it quick now. And it's Leroy Jennings twisting and turning. Blair Brown holding his ground though, so has to track back. Berry now, Lewis. Can he get the ball in? Far post. Looking for Dimitri with a header. Heads it down. No one there. High foot is the cry. Play on, says the referee. And it's Cox now. Held off the ball there by Grant Lynch. No way, says the spectators. Michael Weiner there having a great view of things. Fowler there trying to catch up Prendergast. As we'll see a substitution for the home side. And it's Daniel Bragg coming on for Devontae Clute. For Coach Crittenden. And Lynch now tries to just dink it in behind for Joey Gibbs, but
Substitution for Blacktown City.
Running out of real estate there.
To be replaced by number 23, Daniel Bragg.
Everett back to Brown. Khan has to get rid of it first time. Pressured there by Gibbs. Harry Sutherland. Warren. Has O'Shea in the middle if he needs it. Goes back to Bazanis. Long ball forward. Brown, nice head on there. Looking for Fowler, but Lewis and Lynch in the area. Lynch gets it there first. Everett wins way there over Adam Berry. No advantage, so ball will be called back for a free kick to the Sharks. As a free kick is taken by Fowler. Taken nicely there by Prendergast, rolls it out. Daniel Bragg with a tough challenge in the centre of the park. The referee will stop play. Looks like Lachlan Everett will, or has picked up a slight knock there. So treatment required. Of course, next weekend, Blacktown City are at home. Up against Sydney United 58 FC. Whilst Manly United on Sunday travel to Cromer Park to take on, Sutherland Sharks travel to Cromer Park on Sunday to take on Manly. So the game's bigger and better. Never stops. The midweek game, of course, the round 2 catch-up between the Mount Druitt Town Rangers on this week. Up against Sydney Olympic. That's 7:30 on Wednesday at Popondetta Park. So that game again, live streamed on the NPL New South Wales Facebook page, along with Football New South Wales YouTube. And Nicholas Kutniak will be calling all the action out there at Popondetta Park. As we see Everett just make his way off. Just check on that injury before he comes back on. Brown with the throw for the Sharks. Juan Carlos tries to get the ball over the top to Brown, but Lewis there first. Doesn't quite get that first touch on, so it's a Sutherland Sharks throw in. As we see Lachlan Everett make his way back onto the field, so full complement again for Terry Palapanis' Sutherland Sharks. And thrown to be taken by Brown. Long ball forward in to the box. Cleared away by Berry, but falls invitingly in the centre of the park to O'Shea. Khan. Of course, making his way across from NPL 2 champions St George Saints last season. It's a whole new looking side this year for the Sutherland Sharks compared to the team they fielded last year. They're still finding their way. Of course, they knocked off reigning champion Sydney Olympic in the first week and have suffered back-to-back losses over the last couple of weeks at the hands of Hakoah Sydney City East. as well as RP Leichhardt Tigers last week. Lynch there, timely interception as Cox looked to turn him. And sitting now through Lewis. Jennings has Brown in front of him, so cuts back in onto his right. Finding Bragg. He moves it across to Much. Sutherland just happy to keep their structures in place at the moment, not really pressing, allowing Blacktown to come into that middle third quite easily at the moment. Not the greatest of first-time passes there by Gibbs. Sees Jeremy Cox now for the Sharks. Has Juan Carlos to his left. Still Jeremy Cox on his right, but a tame effort in the end. Straight to Prendergast, and he releases quickly, finding Lewis. Sparakis in the background, just a little ginger getting up. He may have picked up a knock a few moments earlier, so we'll keep an eye on that. There's a switch to play now, finding Much on the right. Juan Carlos trekking across. Concedes the throw to City. We see the second substitution for Blacktown City of the afternoon. And it'll be James Demetriou coming off. And a like-for-like substitution by Coach Crittenden. Mason Versey coming on. So the 10 off and 15 Mason Versey making his way on for City.
Coming off number 10, James Demetriou, to be replaced by number 15, Mason Versey.
Lynch has Everett defending him in front, so has to go to his left. Lewis plays it in behind for Jennings. Good show of strength there by Leroy Jennings, twisting his way towards the 18-yard box, and a free kick is called by the referee. Great position now for Blacktown City from this set piece.
Astro Electrical Services, Tolson Plumbing, Boral, Marble Ceramic, and Newcastle Sheet Metal.
So Mason Versey to whip this in. Two-man wall from the Sharks. Ball in by Versey. Into the mixer. Headed away. Not to safety. Now it is by Blair Brown. Bragg has to go back too much. Prendergast goes back into the Sutherland half. Good header there by Brown. Benet Romero in the middle of the park. Just intercepted there by Bragg, but finds its way back to Benet Romero. To the left he goes to Jeremy Cox. Just pushing a little too far wide there. But the back heel from Mark Warren. Straight to the City player in Versey. Looks to set Daniel Bragg away, and it's Joey Gibbs for City now on his way towards the 18-yard box. Joey Gibbs squares it up for Leroy Jennings. What can he do? He can put it away. That's what he does, Leroy Jennings. And Leroy Jennings with his second goal of the season.
Goal for Blacktown City.
And the first of the afternoon for Blacktown City. A beautiful goal in transition. Sees Blacktown City 1. Take the lead, leading Sutherland Sharks 0. Well, a great goal there by Blacktown City. Play breaking down in transition. Daniel Bragg finding Joey Gibbs on Woodsy's steam towards the 18-yard box. Unselfishly squaring it up there for Leroy Jennings. And from that goal he scored last week, gained a lot of confidence. Sized up the goal, hit it far post. Gave Bazanis no chance, and it's City who will play from in front here with a little over 15 minutes left to play at Lily Holmes Stadium. Warren. Benet Romero. Still Bernay Romero loses out though. Good defence there from Blacktown. And it's Versie now onto his left. Switch of play was on. Had Leroy Jennings, but pulled down. Free kick to City. Spirakis with the free kick. Joey Gibbs just not waiting or ready for that one. Making it easy for Bazanis to get the ball. Not pressured was the custodian. Erkan now. City again now look to counter through Leroy Jennings. Doesn't have a great deal of support at the moment, Leroy Jennings. So he goes to cut back on the inside. Still Leroy Jennings, square ball looking for Gibbs. Cut out nicely there, though, by Jeremy Cox. And the ball over the top, looking for the 7 in Juan Carlos. And Prendergast doing well to come off his line and sniff out that opportunity that presented for the Sharks. Daniel Bragg, Lewis. Rougeau tries to get the ball in behind, didn't first time, second time effort did though. And it's Jennings now once again. Erkan in front of him. Plays for the penalty. Play on, says the referee. Free kick there in the centre of the park. Of course, it was that substitution for Sutherland Sharks. It was Quinton Cheng coming on for Lachlan Everett. So he'll slot into that right back position. City now through Rougeau. Pressed there by Juan Carlos. Wins the throw. Dink over the top by Gibbs. Finding Versie, holds it up, gets it onto his favourite left foot. Rougeau now looking far post for Gibbs, unattended there. Just couldn't get that first touch under control. Well, as we approach the final 10 minutes here at Seven Hills, the game will open up. Of course, Sutherland Sharks chasing the game. Will present with many more opportunities for Blacktown in transition in this latter part of the contest. As Bernay Romero now holds it up for Cheng. He tries to beat Lewis to the outside and does so. Near face ball in. And good defending there from Spirakis. Claiming that it did come off a Sharks player last, but it will be a Sharks corner. As we see stoppage in play. Mark Warren down at the moment for the Sharks. And he's signalling to the sideline that he'll need to come off. So it doesn't look like a good injury for the Sharks captain. Just as they were about to make a substitution, they may have to rethink the player coming off, because it is Warren down, and if signals or anything, he will struggle to go on. At the moment, putting a little bit of weight on that knock of his.
Sharks coming off at number 3, Mark Warren, to be replaced by number 11, Jordan Morfitis.
So Jordan Morfitis, an attacker on for a defender. So Jordan Morfitis will go on into a midfield attacking type of role. And Mark Warren will make his way off for the Sharks. Corner in. Far post ball. Headed away by Jennings. It's come now for the Sharks in the centre of the park, so he goes right to a deep Benet Romero. Long ball forward, flicked on there by Cox. Cleared to safety by Much. And it's Morphetus now, gets it down on the deck. Sutherland, switcher play, finding Cheng. Has some real estate in front of him. Fowler, looking for Morphetus, far post, cleared away by Much. The header down to Juan Carlos. Searching ball forward, this time for Cheng. Keeps it down. There's Benet Romero if he needs him. And does go there. Looks to cut inside of Versi. Still Benet Romero for the Sharks. Tries to play in Jeremy Cox. Good defending there by Sparakis though. And Prendergast comes to take the ball comfortably in the end. Nice touch there by Gibbs, flicking it on for Rougeau. And City now through Berry. Lewis, Rougeau. Berry in behind, that's where he goes. Tariq Okan in front of him, so isolated somewhat there, so pass back to Rougeau is what was needed there. Joey Gibbs, of course, we saw that turn last week for that sublime goal of his to create that space. One of his favourite moves we see week in, week out on the pitch. Sparakis now. Bragg, play on. No, says the referee. Free kick to the Sharks. Just into the 83rd minute now here at Lily-Holmes Stadium. Blacktown City 1. Sutherland Sharks 0. Can the Sharks conjure up something in this final few moments? Queen City hold on for the 3 points. A lot of questions still to be asked in this contest. There's a clearance forward. And it's Bazanis now to Harry Sutherland. Juan Carlos, first time inside for Morphetus. There's Daniel Bragg there with the tackle. Another Sutherland Sharks substitution.
Sutherland Sharks coming off number 12, Blair
This time it's Blair Brown going off
15, Thomas Papa.
for Thomas Papa. So we saw Thomas Papa playing the 20s today, so he's on the bench. Of course, Coach Palapanis chasing this game now, trailing by a goal to nil. Courtesy of that Leroy Jennings strike for City. Good first touch there by Cheng. Brings it down. Still Quinton Cheng up towards the 18-yard box. Inside the 18-yard box. Goes down. Nothing in it though. And City now look to break. Through Lynch. Can he get the ball in behind? A steaming Leroy Jennings, but Bazanis off his line in quick time. Of course, City in no hurry here. Happy to see the clock wind down as much as possible. Switch of play there by Lynch to Sparakis. Throwing to the Sharks on the far side. Taken by Juan Carlos. Berry gets it down to Jennings. Not the greatest of first touches. Hands over possession. But Cheng gives it straight back to City. And Jennings now taken down in a strong challenge by Cheng. City throw though. Valuable seconds ticking by for the home side. Lewis with the throw. Arujo standing on it. Loses out though. To Quivi Fowler. But it's Arujo now for City. Joey Gibbs turns. A little too tight there. Harry Sutherland gets Sutherland away through. Benet Romero now. Over the halfway line. Benet Romero. Patrick O'Shea. Quivi Fowler now. A lot of movement in that front third from the Sharks. It's Quivi Fowler onto his left now. Tries to play in behind. Looking for the ball into Cox, but a little too close to Prendergast. And he takes it comfortably. Lynch. Morphetus. Still Jordan Morphetus. Quivi Fowler. Standing up there is Barakis. Concedes the foul though. Scores just in from Rockdale. 13 minutes in, it's Mount Druitt Town Rangers, courtesy of a penalty, 1, letting Rockdale City nil.
Daniel Arugio to be replaced by number 11, Emmanuel Gonzalez.
And we see Daniel Aruzo, a great shift again from the City number 8 coming off. And Manny Gonzalez making his way on for these final few moments. There'll be Juan Carlos for the Sharks to whip it in. Goes in the middle of the box. Headed away by City. Now more feeders on the edge of the box, twisting and turning, but William Much there. Finally clears it away for the home side. Chang now for the Sharks. Into the 88th minute here at Lily Holmes. Blacktown City holding on to a 1-goal buffer. The only goal of the game in the 74th minute. Scored by Leroy Jennings, his second of the campaign. Erkan now has Bragg in his back. Does well to get it to the middle of the park. Finding Papa. And over on the left now, it's Juan Carlos for the Sharks. Still Juan Carlos over the top. Well, not the execution in the end. Seeing that play breakdown for the Sharks. You do see another Blacktown City goal kick and additional time on the clock. Winds down here at Lily Holmes. Goal kick taken. Erkan with a header. Patrick O'Shea gets it forward. So does Joey Gibbs for City, but Harry Sutherland sends it out of the stadium. Lewis with the throw. Plays the 1-2 with Gibbs. Goes there again. Little tiki-taka between the two. Daniel Bragg tries to thread it back to Lewis. Chang once again concedes another throw to City. Leroy Jennings tries his luck from distance. Well, a good turn there from Leroy Jennings. Just didn't have the power or the precision in the end to get that shot on target. Jun Park, the linesman on the far side, not happy with that goal kick. Ball still in motion, so called back there it was. Bazanis goes forward, deep into City territory. Lynch with a header. Juan Carlos now for the Sharks. Benet Romero's taken down. Fouled by Versi. As the clock hits 90 minutes here at Blacktown. It's 4 minutes of additional minutes time added on, so we'll have at least another 4 minutes of play here at Lily Holmes. Can Blacktown hold on? Can Sutherland find an equaliser? Free kick taken by the Sharks. Beats everybody. Still not cleared. Header back in. Free. Spots a foul there on Spirakis. He gets high fives from his central defender in Lynch. Well, if Blacktown are to hold on, it will be a good effort from them. Of course, last week, that pulsating 3-all game against Sydney Olympic. Pleasing to see the 3 goals, but ostensibly they gave up 3. And the week before there was the only 1 goal in the contest when they played Sydney United. So it will be good for Mark Crittenden's side if they are to hold on and keep the Sharks at bay today. Cheng, first time tries to get it back to Erkan, but it's Gibbs, fouled. Free kick, City just inside Sharks half. 19 minutes gone at Illingdon Sports Centre. It's still Mount Druitt Town Rangers 1. Rockdale City Suns 0. Of course, Rockdale with some good signings in the off-season have taken a while to hit their straps. Mount Druitt looking for their first win of the year. Gibbs goes back to Berry. Long ball forward. Versi chests it down onto his left. His favoured left foot. Still Mason Versi for City. His shot goes straight to Bazanis. It looks to release quickly. Lynch with a header forward. Only as far as Juan Carlos, taken down there by Adam Berry. So we'll see all of the Sharks defenders make their way up now for this set piece. A little too far out to try it. For Quivy Fowler. But a nice dink in far post is probably what the doctor had ordered from this set piece as Fowler gets it in, looking long for the header on. Oh, in the end, a free header there by Juan Carlos. He'll be dirty on himself. Really should have hit the target and levelled things up. A sigh of relief for the City fans here at Seven Hills as the ball over the top finds its way to Daniel Bragg now. Quivy Fowler in front of him fighting hard. Daniel Bragg for City. He'll take it into the corner and again waste some seconds off the clock. No foul there. Play on, says the referee. In the end, it will be a free kick to Sutherland Sharks for a foul on Quivy Fowler. No pun intended there. And Harry Sutherland now. His ball forward, cut out. Finding his way Papa in the middle of the field, and City now can break. But Daniel Bragg's ball just making Manny Gonzalez do too much, but in the end, it doesn't matter. And it's Blacktown City who record another victory, their second of the season. A beautiful goal in transition in the 74th minute, tucked away by Leroy Jennings. A good win, solid win in the end for the home side. Don't forget the current game in play, Rockdale City Suns on Mount Druitt Town Rangers on live stream. Well, it's 5 o'clock today. Hakawa Sydney City East and Sydney Olympic. And it's 5 o'clock as well. Sydney United 58 taking on RP Leichhardt Tigers. But from Lily Holmes Stadium, I'm Will Gottis. It's been a pleasure bringing this game to you. In the end, the home side a little too good. Blacktown City's 1 have defeated Sutherland Sharks 0.